Have you ever wanted to see and learn what goes on behind the scenes of the most prestigious laboratory in the world? Well, join me today as I go with my friend Ray, engineer that's in charge of these laboratories under Dr. Maury Garib here at CalTech. Let's go. Here we are, we're right in the laboratory, and I gotta tell you, just looking at this is where you get to spend a lot of your time, Ray, is in here working in this environment?
Oh yes, and I'm very pleased to do so. As you can see, this is the assembly lab of CAS, the Center for Autonomous Systems and Technologies. This is where some of the greatest minds collaborate on future technologies that will advance and shape our world beyond Earth.
Tell us a little bit of history of CalTech, because this is kind of like the beginning of the industrial military complex. But besides that, I'd like to learn a lot more, and maybe you can help us understand where did this come from?
You're right, Patrick. We are literally standing where the industrial military complex was created. Between the World War II and the space race, under President John F. Kennedy, CalTech got a blank check to make sure that we beefed up our aerospace technologies as well as our space travel. And as you know, we were successful in doing so by putting a man on the moon.
And you guys deal a lot with like the research and science behind it. So when someone has a vision, a company has a vision, you guys help bring that vision using your research and science to actually commercialize what it is that they want. Can you describe a little bit, maybe give us an idea of a project, like what goes on in that aspect?
So I would say one of the big projects everyone's aware of, and it's just such a huge advancement for humanity, is being able to put a vehicle size of a pickup truck on the surface of Mars. That was one. The second one was a Mars helicopter. Being able to fly outside of Earth's atmosphere, another planet, was a huge milestone. One thing that makes CalTech unique compared to anywhere else is the accuracy of research. The number of zeros after the decimal point, hence being able to reach the farthest points of space that we've traveled. This is all happening because of what CalTech's research team is capable of doing.
I love it. Well, I think you're actually going to show us, and this is one of my favorite parts, because Vision Miner had a part in the 3D printer, the 22 iDecks, and then helping with manufacturing some of these components that you guys are using on the M4 Mars rover. Is that right?
Yes. Let's just take a walk over here to our M4 robot. It's one thing to do research, but we have to do research that hasn't been done. That is a huge challenge. If someone's done it, we're not interested. We want something difficult, something challenging to put our name on. So for instance, it's great to have a vehicle that drives. It's great to have a drone that flies.
Got those a lot.
You got those a lot, and they're doing pretty good. But when you want to put the two together, that is a huge challenge, because automobiles are heavy. They can carry that load on the surface. But drones, on the other hand, are not very efficient. Being able to figure out how to create things that are multi-purpose, like a flying machine, that requires a whole new way of research and development. So for instance, the M4, the multi-mobility morphobot you see in front of you, has actuators that allows it to drive, crouch, transition to flight, and some stuff in between, like Segway, standing up on two wheels, balancing with two thrusters, going up a steep hill using half thruster, half drive, because it's 50% more efficient. These machines are all AI-based, meaning that they use their own intelligence that we've developed to determine what terrain they're dealing with and how to navigate that. What is the safest mode of transportation and the most efficient?
And that's all done here?
It's all done here. We build the hardware and we add the brain to it. And we send it off into the real world. And we'll show you next door how we transition from a laboratory concept to an environment that allows us to seamlessly transition from idea to the real world.
Before we go in there, what is this one, Ray? Can you tell me more about this?
So this is another family of the same robot. This is another M4. We call it Stork, based on the bird that delivers babies. But our idea was it delivers packages. You know, for how many years have we been told that we'll be able to deliver packages from Amazon? You order, 30 minutes later, a drone shows up and delivers your package.
And one of the biggest hurdles with that, if I understand correctly, is flying a drone over people's houses, over the neighborhood, dropping in, like, that's not very realistic, because there's too many different dangers, whether it be power lines or kids shooting BB guns at it. Who knows? This actually comes into play is, what do you call it, last mile delivery? Can you tell us about that?
Last mile delivery, absolutely. Amazon was in the process of creating drones to be able to deliver anywhere from one of their hubs, 5-mile radius, You could be a little bit beyond that, but that was their initial thought. But as you know, there's some safety concerns with drones. So one of the ideas that we came up with was, of course, M4, because it's able to drive. Why don't we find a method of finding a safe place, autonomously, mind you, where the drone figures out this is a good location, land, and then drive to the location, drop the package off. The customer gets a notice on the phone.
Wow.
Your package is here. You come outside, grab your package.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And the cover back on. All this would be autonomous, so the package will come out of the bottom without having to touch the robot at all.
And I see a lot of 3D printed stuff on here.
I would say a good 70% of the exterior and interior of this robot's 3D printed by the 22 IDEX.
What materials? You did CF nylon, you've done CFP. Tell us a little bit, I mean, do you actually demo this, or is this just for show and tell?
This is a full-on demo vehicle. You can see that the discoloration on the wheels. So this robot has been around the world showing itself off.
It actually literally has.
Yeah.
I remember you just got back from Dubai. What was you doing in Dubai? Like, what were those guys interested in?
So Abu Dhabi, right next door to Dubai.
Okay.
Even Dubai, as you know, is one of the most advanced cities in the world.
Yeah.
As we're trying to transition away from fossil fuels and looking into reusable energy, Abu Dhabi wants to be the most advanced city of the future. Autonomous drones and vehicles and buildings and cities and delivery, all of that. There's so much that we're collaborating on with them. Wow. The amount of resources they have and the limited resources they have. They have a lot of oil, they have a lot of money, but they don't have much else. I agree with them. Using that money, funding universities like ours allows us to really push the boundaries of science and live in that world in our generation where we have flying cars.
I want to see what's next door. Can you take us there?
Let's take a walk.
Yeah, let's go. Wow. This looks like a massive piece of equipment right here.
Well, I would say let's look at the whole laboratory. This is the world's largest indoor flight arena. And what makes this place unique is if you look up, you have 48 motion capture cameras, 2 tiers high, about 45 feet high, allowing us to monitor our assets in a 3-dimensional space, accuracy of a human hand. So as these items, drones, robots move and interact with each other, every little move is captured by the fan array, and that data could be used as we're writing software and understanding how robots react in the real world scenario. For instance, behind me is our real world wind generator, the fan array. So this fan array is in flat position, so the flow would go upwards, but you could tilt it up 90 degrees as we will do in a little bit, allowing us to create different types of conditions. You have 2,600 fans roughly that are individually addressable. So you could address each one and tell it to run at some RPM. And when you mix all of them up using AI technology, so reinforcement learning, you can create different conditions: gust, turbulent flow, shear flows. For instance, we use the same technology for the Mars helicopter. We created a fan array, and we got the data from Mars rovers and all the sensors they have around the planet. And we were able to send that information, and the fan array will generate those types of wind conditions. So we were able to test our autonomous helicopter, the ingenuity.
And it's not just like autonomous stuff too. You're able to take full-size vehicles, whether it be helicopters or planes, and scale them down, make models of it, and then recreate and kind of see how they're going to respond. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Prior to having such a lab, we would do research, we would do development, and we would go outside to test, because we didn't have a laboratory like this, and we'd have failures. We didn't know a lot. Now we're able to, because of all of the different systems in here, go from concept to prototype, come in here, test the prototype, use all of the different features like tethers, make sure we don't crash, use all of these cameras and equipment. We have robotic arms, attach it to here. We have force sensors, measure the forces and the moments.
Dang.
Get that data, put it in front of the fan array, put different conditions, different angles, use that collaboratively to create a model that actually works in the real world. Once we approve that, we go outside in the real world, and mind you, we've had very little failures.
In the real world, because you've done it all here, which, coming from the drone industry, one of the most stressful parts was designing a new drone, taking out and test flying it. And then it worked great in this environment, but then you take it out on set and all of a sudden you got 20-mile-per-hour winds and your PID controls are off and now it goes crazy and crashes.
You know, when you look at all of these different vehicles, robots, systems we've created, they're all first prototypes.
Jeez.
That is the success rate we've had, because we use such an advanced facility to minimize downtime. You know, in this day and age, it's so important to be ahead of the curve. Ideas seem to rise together all over the planet, but who gets there first is a big challenge. I mean, you know, we're trying to protect our hard work, our research, our scientists, our students.
I can guarantee boxing that thing up, not only is it time and money that you have invested in it, to be able to box that up, take it all the way to Abu Dhabi, and have the confidence when you pull it out and demonstrate it in front of some of the most powerful people in the world, having that confidence because it all came here, that's gotta be a game changer.
Yeah, and you know from experience, you know, you put so much effort, you have customers, and when it comes to present your work, that is, you know, do or die.
That's right.
Either you've risen to the top, or you have to go home with your...
You're a little bit, hey, you're cheating a little bit with all of this.
Well, you know, we could say JetGPT is a cheat, but it's an extension. It allows you to broaden your capabilities. Remember the days that drones and robots and RC cars had flight controllers in them?
Yeah.
What a change that was. You know, we complain in the racing industry that this is cheating. But today, we have evolved, our pilots, our engineers, the scientists have evolved because of these advances.
What else you got for us?
Let's walk through GALCIT, the Graduate Aerospace Laboratories, and see what's next.
Okay, let's go. This is probably my favorite part. Where are we at now?
Well, what do you see behind us?
Yes, right, the 22 IDEX, baby.
Yeah.
So what goes on in here, Ray?
So this was initially the metal printer room. We have a full-on machine shop here. But the 3D printers, your conventional printers are taking shape. New materials like carbon fiber PEEK, Ultem is allowing us to build materials just as good as titanium, per se. Yeah,
Jeez.
Impressive. So this is our new 3D printer room.
You guys also been using the high-low that you got from us. Why did you get both? Tell me a little bit about that.
The high-low has a bigger build volume.
Bigger build volume and nice, big, much heated chamber, so you can get those larger, high-performance materials nice and tight and right. Something I want to tell you that I really appreciate is the relationship that you have with Vision Miner, that you have with us, the trust that you give us to use our products and put these parts literally into space using our processes, using our machines. That is something special that I don't take for granted. To work with CalTech, the most prestigious laboratory in the world, to have your trust and faith in our products, our machines, and our support means the world to me.
Patrick, as you know, we wouldn't be here where we are if people and companies like yourselves didn't exist and didn't support us.
We're gonna continue doing stuff with CalTech. We're gonna have more cooler projects. If you see anything that really impressed you or some cool projects that you didn't know about, some technologies that you didn't know about, let us know in the comments what you like the most. So if you wanna learn more too, hit the like and subscribe, leave a couple comments. These three right here look pretty freaking awesome, but they're each different. What are these and what does each one of them do?
The first one, I think, it was it's a flying ambulance, right? We wanted to create a compact vehicle that was vertical takeoff. Mm-hmm. Not a helicopter, because helicopters have a massive spinning rotor, and as you've seen, there's areas where you can't really get to, even with a helicopter. So vertical takeoff and land machines became such an important role in the future of aerospace and air travel. So one of the first concepts was, can we create an autonomous vehicle that could vertically take off and land, have a flight duration of an airplane, and could land in a single lane highway, size of a Prius. So what we did was, aerodynamically, the shape of this vehicle matches boxfish. Boxfish are very efficient aerodynamic swimmers. And fluid and air is the same thing, it's a fluid, right? Water and air. So aerodynamically, this has a lot of drag reduction features, because when you add rotors on the sides, it creates a lot of drag. When they're spinning, that's 200% drag induced on your flying machine, especially in airplane mode. So imagine one day this robot shows up, this drone, and a little robot gets out of it, which is the first responder.
Yep.
You know,
Able to pick it up,
if the aircraft crashes because you're dealing with fires and stuff, we don't care. It's the human lives we're trying to save here. Next to it,
That's this one here that we're
so
talking
this one
about?
right here, we have an island that gets hit by hurricanes, Hurricane Valley, as you know. And this island goes underwater. And there's microbial life, you have creatures that live on there. But what was interesting to us is the microbial life, these mats of vegetation. When the island goes underwater from the hurricane, and it comes back within a matter of months, life flourishes.
Wow.
And we want to understand that because we see that as a origin of life. The problem is when the hurricanes happen, Miami, the intermediate islands are all shut down because of the damages. So it takes months to get back to these islands. So one of our challenges was, can we create an enclosed system, this drone and a box that is set in sealed box that could handle some level of hurricanes.
Because you're trying to get in there quick.
As soon as the hurricanes pass, we need to start scanning day by day.
Scanning with what?
With the multispectral camera. It could look at what's on the surface, these microbial lives, and tell you what exactly you're looking at, the composition of the life, which is very interesting when you look at these microbial mats. On the surface, there's one layer of creatures, and then below that, there's something else that's a byproduct of the top layer, and on. That makes up these microbial mats. So by being able to autonomously, anywhere in the world, our researchers could launch this thing. It would take off from the enclosed box, it would open up, scan this little island, it's only a couple miles length and width, and then come back land, collect the data, charge itself using wind and solar that's readily available on the island, run it through a systems check, sending that information through satellite back to us, and within those 3 months we see how that life grows. And we kind
It's
of get
sending all that information through the satellites back to you guys.
That's a lot of data. That's one of our bottlenecks. But we have created some technology that minimizes how much data we send.
Jeez. This one here, it looks like it's a some sort of bullet or something. What's with that?
So this is called a squid. The legs and the thrusters will fold down and go inside of an air cannon, and you just point this at the sky and use the cannon to launch it into upper atmosphere, so you don't use all that energy climbing.
That's most of the energy.
That's most of the energy trying to get up there.
Payload
So
and cameras and stuff, so you just get it up there.
And then slowly calm down and collect all that atmospheric data. So these would be great for understanding hurricanes, right? Things of that nature,
wow.
upper atmosphere condition. Imagine if these are just dormant everywhere, and when something happens, we start launching them, and then we could forecast much better of what's happening.
So this is just 3 examples of an idea, a project, a challenge, a problem that has been brought to you guys, and you say, okay, let's dive into it. Let me create a solution for you.
Absolutely.
Where should we head next?
Let's go upstairs.
Okay. Actually, when you talked about earlier the open checkbook from John F. Kennedy, that's him right there.
That's him.
Is this the section that you were talking to us about? Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
This is one of our big conference rooms where the minds of Galson and our counterparts will meet, like Von Karman did back in the days when JFK came and asked for CalTech to assist with what was going on during World War II and the space race.
The space race, that's right.
CalTech was really elemental in that era.
Now, was this the actual room, or this is just kind of sharing some?
So these are updated rooms, but yeah, this is it. So
This is the location?
Yeah, this is the location.
Wow.
With minimal technology, they understood vortice creation and surfaces. You know, we went from riding horse and carriages in a short period of time to put a man on.
It was.
That literally happened here.
It's like walking through a museum, and then walking through a museum and seeing this stuff is one thing, but understanding that it was actually created here in this place, that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this with us, guys.
Of course.
Oh, dang, what's going on here, Ray? That is the Blackbird,
That
right?
is the SR-71 Blackbird.
What is it, a model or something?
So this was the model we used to test its aerodynamics.
Okay.
There's actually sensors embedded in the aircraft, and when we put this in our Lucas tunnel, we were able to understand its interaction with flow.
Was this the exact model that they used?
This is the actual one. You can see what's
Jeez.
holding the aircraft. Is aerodynamically shaped to minimize anything that is not part of the aircraft to not be a fluid issue.
And you can see in here, this is like fan arrays, solar panels.
So yeah, this is the space lab. Right in the middle of this, we developed the parachute for the Mars landers. structures like space solar, they have to package really tight to be able to send it into space. So we're really good at making structures collapsible and expandable. If you know much about the James Webb,
Yes.
they went from thousands of failure points down to 99 failure points by utilizing these types of technologies, methods that minimize failure.
I could spend all day here, Ray. I love it, man. And you're gonna be here all day.
Yes.
Every day.
Every day.
That's freaking awesome. You've actually mentioned that there's been some famous people here. Einstein?
Einstein used to ride his bicycle here. There's a restaurant at the end of the path here where on any given day you'll have multiple Nobel Prize winners having lunch or dinner. And above that was the apartment Einstein lived in while he was here.
CalTech owns JPL, Jet
Yes.
Propulsion Laboratories. Owns and operates, or how's that relationship work?
So GALSIT, the Graduate Aerospace Laboratories, back during the Rocket Boys, were developing fuels and in dorm rooms and stuff. And Caltech thought, why not buy these young students a piece of land and let them play with the rockets, which is JPL today. So yeah, GALSIT owns and manages JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratories of NASA.
That's outstanding. And talking about rockets in general, you guys also have a really big rocket section here. Can you tell us a little bit about the rocketry?
Well, as you know, JPL is a rocket company, but we initially had a rocket club for students, which has really morphed into a full-on next generation of rocketry. JPL tries to find its future. They don't want to be part of the space race in that sense of rocket, faring to space. They want to manage space more. Our rocket club really took shape, relanding rockets, new method of, building rockets, new types of fuels, you name it.
Yeah.
I mean, SpaceX really opened our eyes to the possibilities of modern space travel.
I love the campus, being here today, getting the tour of this and really learning like some of those different applications and jobs and things that you guys have come on your plate, and to see it brought to fruition has absolutely been amazing. I want to thank Ray and Maury for inviting us and having us out here. If you guys like this content, if you'd like to see more, please let us know. Leave some comments below. Let me know what you like the most. Like, there were so many cool things. It's just so much going on here. Ray, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, bud. I look forward to seeing you again.
Okay.
Guys, like and subscribe if you like it. Have a positive day, and I'll see you on the next video.
Scene 4A1.
Action shot.
Do we not push it? One of you guys did it.